one of the coaching changes that went on a little bit earlier, about a month ago, happened in West Texas. And I think that there's this idea for a lot of people who live maybe in big cities, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, to think of West Texas as this one big place. It's not. It is very diverse, very, very different cities. And one guy who is moving from the Lubbock area down home to Odessa is the new head coach of the Odessa Bronchos. We are so pleased to be joined on the phone by Coach Danny Servance. Coach, congratulations on your new gig.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I guess you obviously have roots there in Odessa, but for you, when you were approached with the idea of moving from Lubbock Estacado to Odessa, what made the job at Odessa so appealing?
Well, like you said, for one, it's the opportunity to go back home. Odessa's home for me, born and raised here, but also the opportunity to be at a 6A program and to try and lead young men and had it take very exciting.
As you can tell, it's a little windy out there in West Texas. You were there at Estacado for 8 seasons, a guy who had great success with the Matadors. Now you move in to Odessa. Can you tell us a little bit about the difference between coaching in Lubbock and coaching in Odessa?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of similarities, really. Mm-hmm. Probably more similarities than differences. They both love football, and, I think growing up here, I had an opportunity to really live football here in Odessa, and I think that's probably the biggest difference is really the fan support. People in Odessa are crazy about football, and they love Friday night football and the things that come with putting a quality football team on the field.
You are in an interesting situation now where you played at Permian. You won a title at Permian as a player in 1984. Of course, Permian, this behemoth out there, it's known around the world as this program. And then here's Odessa, and now you're coaching across town. So I'm interested in how you're feeling about coaching what was, I imagine, one of your more bitter rivals when you were playing.
Well, I won't say bitter. It was a rivalry. It was a rivalry when I was a player. But, since playing, there's a lot of roles that I played here in the community. I ran the Boys and Girls Club when I graduated from Baylor and, supported kids in the community in general. So it wasn't just kids that went to Permian or kids who went to Odessa High. I'm still a fanatic for all kids. And, I tell people all the time that coaching isn't something that I do, that it's a calling. And so I know that I'm in the right place doing the right thing at the right time.
We're talking with Danny Servance, the new head coach of the Odessa Bronchos here on DCTF Live. Get involved with the conversation at #DCTF Live. Coach, one of the interesting kind of side notes in your resume is that you haven't always been a football guy. You coached basketball there at Permian for a number of years. For you, what can you gain from coaching football or coaching basketball that you can bring into football?
Well, I think probably the most important thing is, as well as being the head football coach, I'm also the campus athletic coordinator. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the component that I took to Lubbock Estacado, where they won state championship in basketball. And our baseball team there made an appearance in the state tournament, and our track teams also had success there. I think just being the head coach of another sport in general, it just gives you a different outlook on the importance of every sport in a high school and just how that contributes to the success of your football team.
So far, you've been out there you got hired in late January. You've been there about a month. What are your impressions of your team so far in the program that you're taking over?
Well, I'm most impressed with the way the kids are working. They're really buying into, what we have to offer as a coaching staff. And, that's been the most impressive thing is how they've really accepted me. Like you said, with all the hoopla about, me and being a Permian coach and graduating from Permian and playing there. I think they already know that I have their best interest at heart and that I want what's best for them and that we come here to try and establish, a great tradition and rebuild some of the success that they've had in the past.
Of course, one of the things that high school football fans across the state have always been interested in, and I'm especially interested this time of year, UIL realignment. And you guys get dropped into District 2 6A, along with Amarillo, Tascosa, Midland Lee, Permian, of course, San Angelo Central, and Wolfforth Friendship. When UIL, obviously the little Southwest Conference, as it's known out there, pretty well known and pretty well settled beforehand. But when UIL realignment came out, what are your impressions of your new district?
Well, I think it's tough. I think whenever you look at West Texas and you look at the different conferences across West Texas, this has to be one of the most competitive conferences or districts that you ever, want to play or you ever want to see. It's been that way for a long time. And I think with San Angelo Central, Friendship, and Tascosa rounding the district out, I mean, it's going to be even a more competitive district because all of those coaches do great jobs at those schools, and they have great programs.
We're talking with Danny Servance, the head coach of the Odessa Bronchos here on DCTF Live. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag DCTF Live. Coach, one last question before we let you go. We know that there's a lot of Broncos fans out there who are watching. We're very excited about you taking over the program. What can you tell those fans about what kind of football they can expect from your team?
Well, whenever I, take over a program, the thing that I can go in and assure people of is that they'll see a very competitive Odessa High Bronco football team. Our kids will work extremely hard. They'll have a never say die or never quit attitude about them, and they're going to have great character, and they're going to be fun to watch. Those are the things that we're going to try to implement here, and like I said, I think our kids are buying in already.
He is the new head Bronco out there in Odessa. He is Danny Servance. Coach, congratulations on the new gig. Best of luck the rest of the way, and I'm sure we'll be talking pretty soon.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me on.